Okay, young people, we're going to start with our Algebra 1 quiz for review. We have write an equation of a line that passes through the point -10, 0, and is parallel to the equation -y plus 3x equals 16. So looking at this problem or question, I'm looking at here now. There's some important pieces I need to remember. The first thing we need to remember is that the line is going to be parallel. Why is that important? Because that means parallel means the slopes will be the same. So the slopes to this equation will be the same to the slope of the new equation. The second thing is this new equation written in slope-intercept form? Well, in this case, it is not. I can't do anything parallel if I don't know the slope to this equation. So let's find the slope to the equation first. We have -y plus 3x equals 16. To put that in slope-intercept form, I need to solve for y. So the equation I'm making, my new equation, I am making parallel to the equation of y equals 3x minus 16. Awesome. Using my point slope form, and point slope form is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. I need to substitute in for my x sub 1, my y sub 1, and my m. That will give me the equation that is passing through this point and is parallel to this slope. First thing off, parallel means the same. So this slope is 3. That means this slope is going to be 3 as well. Passing through this point means that the x-axis, x-coordinate here will be the x-coordinate here. The y-coordinate for the point will be the y-coordinate in the new equation as well. It's still a literal equation. However, I'm still going to be able to solve for y. Let's start. Y minus, in this case, y sub 1 is 0, equals m, which is 3, times x minus x sub 1, which is -10. Y minus 0 equals 3x minus, because that is in the problem here, that minus doesn't go away until it is made to go away. 3 times -10 is -30. All my signs are good. Now I'm going to simplify. Y minus 0 equals 3x plus 30. How did I get plus 30? The subtraction and the subtraction and negative is the same thing as adding a positive. Now I'm just going to add 0 to both sides. Here is my equation. So I have solved this problem. It is asking me to write an equation of a line that passes through the point negative 10, 0, and is parallel to the equation negative y plus 3x equals 16. That equation is y equals 3x plus 30. This slope is the same. This y-intercept is different from that one. I did a good job. Now I'm writing an equation that passes through a line where we're asking for the slopes to be perpendicular. Perpendicular means opposite reciprocal. The slope here is 3. The perpendicular of that slope would mean that I am going to change the sign. That's the opposite. Reciprocal means to flip the fraction. This fraction is 3 over 1. We flip it to 1 over 3. There's my slope. My x-coordinate is negative 9. Where did I get that from? There's my x right there. And my y-coordinate is 2. Where did I get that from? My y-coordinate is right there. Point slope form says y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. I'm going to substitute everything in. Use the distributive property. Nine times negative 1/3. Negative 9 times negative 1/3. First of all, negative times a negative is positive. Put a 1 underneath that 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. 9 over 3 is 3. This is my thought. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Here is my equation. My equation of a line that passes through the point negative 9, 2 and is perpendicular to the equation of y equals 3x minus 12. This is the opposite reciprocal. This one's negative, this one's positive. This is 3 over 1, this is 1 over 3. It's perpendicular. And the y-intercepts happen to be different. Okay, for this equation where it says, for this problem that says find an equation of a line that passes through the point 2, 6 and is parallel and perpendicular to the equation y equals negative 3. So the first thing I need to do is find the slope. Now, we know that this line is going to be horizontal, and we know it's going to touch the x-axis at negative 3. But if I'm going to make something parallel and perpendicular, I still need to find the slope. In this case, mathematically, the slope would be, how do I know that? This negative 3 is where it touches the y-axis at. That makes this the y-intercept. There is slope in this case is 0. When you're horizontal in this manner, that means the slope is 0. So I need to make a line first that's parallel. Parallel means the slopes are the same. So that means the slope will be 0. What about my x-coordinate? Does it matter? Well, if it's parallel, no. It's going to be parallel to the x-axis. So I'm just going to say, let's just pick a point. And here's my y. Let's just use the same points. So let's do this. Point slope form says y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Sorry. Using the distributive property, 0x minus 0. 0 times 2 is 0. So 0x minus 0. So first of all, that is plus my 6 to both sides. Y equals 0x plus 6. The slope is here is 0. The slope there is 0. Y-intercept is negative 3. This y-intercept happens to be 6. If I was to simplify this equation, it would be y equals 6. That would be parallel. Okay, now let's use purple for perpendicular. Perpendicular is opposite reciprocal of the slope for this equation. So, the slope being 0 over here, the opposite reciprocal means that I need to change its sign, which it doesn't, and flip the fraction. So flipping that fraction would make it 1 over 0. And 0 being in the denominator makes it undefined. And for our purposes in Algebra 1, when something is undefined, we kind of got to stop. That means it's not going to touch the y-intercept. So if it's not touching the y-intercept, we don't have to look at the x. We just need to know where it's going to touch the x-axis. That's going to touch the x-axis at 2. So x will equal 2. Undefined is defined as a slope like that. That is a vertical slope. Now we're going to match the equation to the graph. You're going to solve each one of these for y. Okay, this graph's y-intercept this graph touches the y-axis at 5. So we're going to look at each intercept here to see which one says plus 5. Do you know which one that is? If you chose this answer, you would be correct. I don't even have to do anything else because all the other graphs don't even touch the line at positive 5. But for the sake of argument, I will show you what it looks like. After you look for the y-intercept, you're then going to move from one point. We're going to move from this point here, 3, 3, to 6, 1. And that will tell you the slope. It doesn't matter which 2 points you use. I'm choosing these because they're away for my own purposes. I went down 2 and right 3. Which slope has a negative 2 over 3 slope? Once again, that's the only problem. So I can match clearly that graph with that equation. On part 2, we're going to match these equations to the correct graph. So take a look here, solve each equation for y, and be prepared to match the graph.